developed cities in Nigeria. Nigeria, for me today, is more than 70% rural, very rural. Because even in the places you call the cities, take Abuja for instance. What is city about Abuja? Beyond Wuse, Garki, Maitama, you name it. Asokoro. After that, as you exit Asokoro through AYA, what do you see? A Nyanya, a Karu, a one-man village, a massacre, and then you are going into a place called Zimbabwe, and then to Kefi. Honestly, if you're going towards Gwagwalada, after the airport gate, you talk about Lugbe and the rest of them, to Giri, into Gwagwalada, you say, what is urban about them? You take the other way going to Zuba, down to Kubwa and the rest of them. Dusi Alaji, what is rural about these places? All right? I'm just mentioning places that are even around the major roads. If you can go farther inside. So that is Abuja I'm talking about. So what is so special about, the growth of Nigeria in the real sense of it, that we can now begin to plunge ourselves into these kind of policies? I stand to challenge the CBN that it is not the right time yet, and even if we have to do it, let it be gradual. All right? Let's not try to impress anyone, because already the CBN was watching when so much money was going into the hands of a privileged few and so little in the hands of the ordinary Nigerian. Now there's a quagmire. Now those who know about monetary policies are even challenging the CBN about how they've handled our monetary policies. All right? I want to say that the Senate, being the representative of the people, would be able to come up with countermeasures that will ensure that this thing does not take place. Especially not now, there's a festive period. I don't think so. It shouldn't happen.
It's not taking effect immediately, though.
Whichever way.
It's in January next year. Okay, away from that, the federal government has announced Thursday, December 15, as the date for the opening of the second Niger Bridge. The announcement was made by the Federal Comptroller of Works in Delta State, Jimo Olawole, in an interview with the press yesterday. He, however, noted that the bridge would be open for only 30 days. According to him, the bridge, which is 95% complete, would be opened to ease traffic during the Christmas and New Year celebrations. The Minister of Works and Housing, Babatunde Fashola, had disclosed plans to open the bridge for traveling motorists during the festive period.
Well, we've started another Kwele business. Kwele in the sense that when Fashola talked about it, he was more like, oh, it's going to be holistic. But they've done another, the more you look, whichever way, the bridge is in place. And somehow, it will finally come to be. It's a good thing. But just as we are talking about the second Niger Bridge in the southeast, and that is a major catchphrase for those who are politicking, we need to see more roads as well, in the southeast, because the roads lead to a bridge, and the bridge simply connects, town, cities, and other roads. Okay? Let's see more of the roads in the southeast also, reconstructed and paved properly for people to be able to move. Because if you're coming, the bridge alone, yes, we know that from Asaba into Onitsha, the two bridge heads, yes, there's always a logjam. Fantastic, I know. But beyond that, when you cross the second Niger Bridge to ease transportation or traffic, what next?
Well,
what next?
With the opening, I think the APC administration has been able to make a campaign point with the opening. Let's not forget that December is always a busy period for Southeasterners. People from all over the world tend to come back to the Southeast to celebrate the Yuletide. So I think opening it at this point, they are indirectly sending a message that they have been able to fulfill a promise that they made during their campaigns in 2015. It's quite a masterstroke.
Well, my understanding... Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, but like you said, beyond the second Niger Bridge, there are other roads begging for attention in the southeast. When you take a look at most of the federal roads, what is their status? Most of them are nothing to write home about. And we're hoping that with the kind of attention that the second Niger Bridge got, yes, that has been on the table since 1999. Most politicians used it to campaign, but finally it has seen the light of day. That other roads in the southeast will also get the required attention. Majority of the roads are practically nothing to write home about, especially the federal roads.
Let me tell you something. The old Niger Bridge, or do we call that one the first Niger Bridge now, links you from the south, both southwest, south-south, into the southeast at Onitsha, straight up through Oka, Abagana, Enugu, all the way to, 9th Mile. And then you can go straight to Abakaliki if you like. You can turn at 9th Mile if you're going to the north, okay? But the second Niger Bridge, if I understand what I saw, the construction was still going on, empties into a part of Anambra State through Onitsha, and the majority of the traffic from that point, honestly, will be veering right to Ihiala, down to Zubulu, down to...
Are you heading to
Owerri? Now, what happens to the Oka, Abagana, the end that I have already mentioned, okay? Traffic will still be heavy there because I know we have a lot of people in Lagos, in other parts of the south, and southwest who will still cross, the first Niger Bridge, going straight up, and they will go through a very terrible road. Yes, we hear that MTN, has come in to intervene with some tax waivers and all that, but it's going to take a long time to happen, okay, because there will be impact assessment done, soil texture tests done, and all of that. The construction has not started, and I can assure you also that the rainy season may end up catching up with it again. So the reprieve will be for those going towards the right of Anambra into, Imo, and of course maybe Abia here and the rest of them. It's not enough for me. It's simply not enough. Well, and I want somebody to convince me.
Like they say, half bread is better than buns. So let's start with the half bread. While we're expecting buns.
Buns is puff. Half bread is better than for me. Why you have those log jams? Has anybody bothered to ask questions? Security agents. They are the reason. Now, what if we had said, okay, because of the festive season, there'll be a whole lot of people traveling. Yes, there should be security presence, but please remove those roadblocks at the bridgehead in Onitsha. In Asaba, because actually from the Onitsha end going into Asaba is always very free. Okay, you only have traffic gridlock in Onitsha itself around the market areas and stuff. Okay, but coming from Agbo area from Benin, it is the security agencies at the neck of the bridge that cause that wahala. They can create a hold up as long as 10 kilometers for no just reason. And I stand to be challenged again. This is an experience I have had. Anyway, it's good that something good is coming. Let it become very good at the end of the day. Let's go on break. We'll be back.
Come and have your cereal.
Mommy, can I have my cereal with Moran because deep, please?
Can I have some in my tea, please?
Of course, darling. As a mother, I choose Monroe Glucose D as the sweetener for all my family cereals and beverages because it not only gives my family instant energy, Monroe Glucose D is enriched with calcium and vitamin D. When you're buying, look out for the Monroe Glucose D logo on the pack to ensure that you're getting premium quality. Monroe Glucose D is manufactured by Brand Monroe Limited.
My brothers, I greet you. Uche, have you lost respect for tradition? How can you reach for the garden egg when there are elders who have not been served? Brother, is it not just garden egg? Just garden egg, you say?
Being the head of the family is no easy task. It's in moments like this I turn to my Dubik malt, made with the respect and honor for tradition we all hold dear. Dubik malt is a drink for any moment.
Dubik malt, crown the moment.
It's the time of the year. Come, let's chill together. Party with and make we jolly. All over Nigeria, anywhere you day. Share Chivita with your family and friends. Enjoy this Christmas. Let's celebrate with Chivita. Ooh, yeah.
Everyone has a Chivita this season. What's your Chivita?
That one are the first and Obonge herbal toothpaste. It get ingredients like lemon, mint, ginger, and basil where they make our teeth kakaraka.
Madam Rose, now true you talk Dabo na the cocoa herbal punch. We get plenty natural herbs. Dabo, the cocoa choice for my family.
What a decider! What a goal! I'm the boy wonder!
Mavis, this your son will be a football star. When does he train? What time does he even wake up?
Breakfast time.
Eh?
No. He wakes up earlier, but when I give him Milo with breakfast, that's when I see that the champion in him is awake.
Don't just wake up your child. Wake up the champion in him. Let's Milo Active Go and the natural goodness of malt, milk, and cocoa help wake up the champion in your child and get 50 grams free in every 400 grams bag you buy. Hurry! Grab yours now.
This one where you put face like person when your wife run leave children for.
Chikwe, my brother, I don't tire. While I just day everywhere.
Yeah, welcome. Jiggy and Wayo, make you take 'em easy. Life na